Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations the Podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Tiana. What's up, y'all?
How everybody out there doing today? Tiana, how you feel today?
I feel great.
Okay, good. Well, just to let you know, this is our opener for season 6.
Yes.
All right, so apparently we're doing something right because we're still here, we're still grinding, and we're still seeing it through. Today we're going to be talking about submission or suppression. Should women still be submissive to their man? That's going to be
Ooh.
the topic for today's show. So you guys buckle up, and sit back and enjoy the show. Deanna,
Yes.
what do you think about that title?
Say it one more time.
Submission or suppression? Should a woman still be submissive to her man?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, before we get
At least
started, I
I
want to
think so.
clarify. I want to clarify one thing.
Okay.
I know a lot of people have the tendency to misunderstand the word submissive.
hmm
Okay. Now, when we speak in submissive, do you feel that submissive only apply to the husband, or does it apply to your boyfriend as well? What's your take on that?
I think it should apply overall, like any situation you in. If it's a serious situation, if you saying you committed to a person, what
Okay.
are you saving for what?
Okay.
And that's why I don't know. I guess in certain areas, if people are, quote unquote, boyfriend or girlfriend, not husband or wife, they hold back. But then if you do marry the person, now you're not even getting the real person that you thought you had.
Okay. All right. I just kind of wanted to put some clarity on that because my take on it is the same as yours. I feel that it should be an
hmm
overall um, ordeal. It shouldn't just be your husband, because you got to understand one thing.
Right.
Your boyfriend leads into the husband role, and your boyfriend feels that void to becoming your husband. That's what I'm trying to say. So why not
Right.
start out being
Right.
submissive to your boyfriend that leads into your husband? That's what I'm saying. So I agree with you.
Right.
But like I say, a lot of
Right.
people have the tendency to, the word submissive mean, they probably feel like the word submissive mean like you being not really being led, but you being dominant, or you being ordered around, or things of that nature. That's not the submissive in this particular scenario. That's not what submissive mean. So I just wanted to make sure we
It's
got
not
that
that.
clear.
And the man have to submit too.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
It's on both sides.
Yep. Yep. I agree with you. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
What does it actually
hmm
mean for a woman to be submissive in a relationship?
I think to just be open and honest and being able to learn and to receive and to just be present in whatever area applies to the relationship,
Right.
not just cooking and cleaning. And if he say something, yes dear, nothing like that, no. If he's going through something, it may be a stubborn person, but you just be persistent. Look, babe, I know you feel this way like that, but this is XYZ because of XYZ. I
Right.
feel like you should do this. But you just have to have that respect and courtesy for one another to even, like I said, respect the partner and what they're saying to you and what advice they have to give and input they have to give.
Right.
That's the only way you're going to have submission and growth in any relationship. Both parties have to be open to it.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with that. Um, Also, you can also add that, and generally, it means to allow that man to lead in the relationship, let him be the head of the relationship. Nowadays, we have so many women that have so much masculine energy, they feel like they want to be the dominant one. It doesn't work that way. You have to let that man be the leader of that
Right.
relationship.
Oh,
You know, that means
but
emotionally,
that's if he's the
financially.
leader.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What's
Yeah.
that, Tiana? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that's if he's a leader, because that's if he's a leader. Because I was having a conversation with a man, and I'm a naturally submissive woman. I'm strong and stuff like that, but naturally I'm a submissive woman. He was like, "Well, what if I need you to be the leader?" I don't want a man that's not a leader. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So he wasn't even ready to be a leader. So in some instances, some of these men aren't leaders. So sometimes women can be overly dominant, but sometimes the man is not a leader, and then the woman will still get ridiculed because he don't want to feel them shoes, and she end up, what we do, I'll do it. Well, I have to do it anyway. It's got to get done. It's not that I'm trying to be masculine or trying to be over dominant. He doesn't want to lead.
All right.
So that's something that you have to pay attention to as well.
Okay. Well, that's strange. That's strange to hear that a man is not ready to
It
be in that
was for me
leadership
too.
position. You know, I'm not saying it's not
He said it
happening.
though.
Right. I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm not saying it's not
Right.
taking place. It to me, it just seems a little weird and a little off that a man is not ready to step into that leadership role and be the man in the relationship. And like I say, it doesn't always mean you
That was the
dominating the
first time I heard
relationship,
that.
huh?
Right.
It doesn't
I
mean
said
that,
that was the first time I heard that.
Uh,
Right.
like you say, men have to be submissive. Men have to be submissive as well to their women. Because sometimes, let's say for instance,
Right.
you know, I'm in a situation where the woman and she's venturing off into something new, something that she want me to be a part of, but
Right.
I really know nothing about because that's not my lane.
Right.
So I'm gonna back her
Right.
100%. you know, and I'm gonna let her
Hmm.
lead until I'm able to start really giving her some valuable input on how I feel she should do things. Other than that,
Right.
you the leader of this. I'm gonna follow your footsteps, especially when if something I don't know. So
Right.
we both, me and that women, have to
Right.
follow the same guidelines.
Right.
Um,
Right.
do you think submission is the same as obedience?
No.
Okay.
No, because you can ask me to do something, and I can be mad at you, and I'll still do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I respect you, and I'm a loyal person, and what you're telling me or asking me to do is not harming me or hurting me. It's actually, helping both of us.
Right.
So
Okay.
I will
I I,
still do it.
I agree.
But that's not me being submissive.
Right. Well, I totally agree with that answer because, to me, submission can be, voluntarily based on trust, whereas obedience that
Right.
that applies to control and dominance, and that's not what we speak of today. We talking about just
Right.
allowing your man to be the leader of that relationship. You know,
Right.
um, where do you think that come from? What do you think that came from? That a woman should be submissive to the man. How did you think they come about?
I don't know if we want to take it back to being enslaved or whatever, but
Okay.
it was like the women they didn't have a voice. So, and it
Okay.
was like the men were always right.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think it may have it because I'm sure that's it's stated in the Bible as well. So I'm also thinking that it has a lot to do with the religion and your beliefs in religion as well. So I think that plays a
Right.
major part in it too, because I do know that that
Absolutely.
is stated in the Bible as well. But
It's stated in the Bible too where men submit to your wives.
right,
It's for both.
right, I agree. I agree with that 100%. But let me ask you this: since we know that a lot of women carrying around a lot of masculine energy, can a woman still be
Hmm.
submissive and still be independent?
Yeah, that's not if she's carrying around masculine energy. If she's taking the time to heal, if she's taking the time to address her traumas and to get some help or move past them in whatever strategies or steps she needs to take to become a better version of herself, yeah, she can be thriving and be independent but still be submissive because she know what she needs to do. You know what I'm saying? Like she's fulfilling her dreams or she doing what she has to do, and whether she's being a mom or a wife or a girlfriend or family member, just being supportive and everything like that, but still taking care of her business, she still can be submissive.
Right.
But for the woman that has been hurt, that's stating they don't need a man, that's flaunting their wealth or whatever they doing. I'm this, I'm that, like bragging and being boastful, whatever, and we're not supposed to do that. You know, you're gonna have a tough time.
Okay. All right. Well, we got a comment here. We got Rich in a comment. Rich, how you doing today, bro?
Okay.
He said if the man allows it. Rich, be more specific when you say if the man allows it. What do you mean if the man allows it? Tell us exactly what it is that you're stating. Okay. Until he comes back, I'm gonna move on to the next question. Do you think
Because
modern women still
I got a
believe in?
comment.
Huh? What's that, Tiana?
No, I had a response to what
Okay,
Rich was saying.
go
If
ahead.
the man allows it,
Go ahead.
I'm not. I don't. You can't say if the man allows it because this is where men get hurt too. Ain't no if you allow it. You have to pay attention to small things that you ask this woman to do or how she's moving, how she's interacting with you. And when you present something, how she's being on board as a supportive partner. You can't say if men allow it because if it's a fight, why would you want to do that? You don't allow that. It's not allowed. It's going to happen naturally. I would want something to happen naturally, not saying based off if I allow it. Because if she never gives in, you can't allow anything. You need to move around and find someone who naturally is submissive.
Okay. Well, okay, we got another comment here. Hold on. They coming in. Gabe, what's going
Okay.
on? We see you. Gabe he said, where in the Bible does it say the man have to be submissive to a woman? Uh, Gabe, to be totally honest with you, I don't know the Bible like that. So I'm not certain um, exactly where that is in the Bible. But those
I don't
that do know the Bible,
I don't have it I don't
go
have
ahead,
it in
Tiana.
my mind. I mean in my, just be like scripture, whatever this and that. But I've definitely read it before, but I don't remember what scripture was, but it say men submit to your wives. It's in there. And
Okay,
if he want, I'll make sure I get it so I can let you know where it's at to bring back the proof. I mean, cause yeah, we want proof.
right. Okay. Like I say, I'm not versed with the Bible like that, So, but what we can do is I can assure you what we will do, or what I will do is going forward or in our next episode, or even after this episode airs, I drop the verse in the comment. That way I tag you. That way you can see it. Um,
can go get my other phone and look it up and
Okay,
have an
well,
answer.
we
So
got my
it's
boy,
whatever y'all want to do. But I'm not.
yeah, my boy DJ Laversky in the comment. He said there's nowhere in the Bible it states that. Nowhere is that in the Bible. He stated.
Hold on.
Okay, well,
I'll be back.
okay, all right. Well, Rich said
Cause y'all
yes, it
kind
is
of
in the
drag.
Bible. Okay, so we got a lot of different opinions going on here. Some say it's in the Bible, some say it's not in the Bible. Rich, if you can do me a favor, if you can get the scripture for me, drop the scripture in the comment, and then maybe we all can learn something here today about this. Gabe said, "Find it, please, because I'm in the church every Sunday, born and raised in the church." Okay, well, we'll try to make something happen for you now, Gabe. We're gonna try to get the information in the proper scripture for you guys. So just hold on and bear with us. Okay. So Gabe, you saying it's not in the Bible at all? You know nothing about this being in the Bible. Rich, if you got that scripture, please drop it for me, please. And let's see what happens here. If anybody that's tuned in right now that's well versed with the Bible, can you please drop that scripture in the comment? In the biblical context, wives are to submit to their husband, particularly in the passages like Ephesians 52, 25, 22, and Peter 3, 1. Okay. Gabe, you say you never heard it, so okay. All right. Well, like I said, I'm not versed with the Bible, but I do know it states that women are supposed to be submissive to their men. I do know that, but I'm not well versed. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I am. I'm not gonna even sugarcoat it. So uh, I appreciate you guys being a part of today's show. So if you guys can find it, Rich, if you can find something other than what they're saying, please drop it for me. And I see our co-host. She's doing her research right now. So just bear with us, y'all. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. So just stay tuned.
Looking to boost your brand? Advertise with Situations, the podcast where real life stories meet real time conversations. Reach engaged listeners and grow your business today.
Deanna Rich said it's in Ephesians 5.
Yeah.
He says 5:22 and 24.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also says it's in well, Gabe, yeah, he
Okay.
just dropped it.
Cause
He
that's
just
yeah. Cause that yeah. I'm looking at that too. Ephesians. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
he
why I'm
just
like,
dropped it.
I don't
Deanna
like when
read
people.
Deanna, read what it
I
says for me.
everybody's entitled for a comment, but don't say what something ain't in there if you haven't went do the research yourself too.
Right.
Don't just blurt out anything. We here to respect everybody's opinion, and if we need some facts on it, let's find out the facts. Don't just say that ain't in there.
Okay, Deanna, can you read to us what that verse says?
Let me see. That's why I'm trying to see. It says through 5:22 through 21 through 20. Is it through 24? Let me see. Let me see. 20. Giving thanks. This is Ephesians 5:20. in your heart to the Lord, giving thanks always for all things to God the Father in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, submitting to one another in the fear of God. One another,
Right.
not one side.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Rich also said is in Peter, 1 Peter 3:18.
I mean, well, the point was we went and got the proof. So
Okay. All right. Well, there you go, Gabe. Uh, is there, and Kanisha says is Ephesians 5.
okay.
Um,
No, but I'm like, I just don't like. I like to learn new things. If I'm wrong, I stand to be corrected.
right.
If that falls under submission and what we're talking about, so I went and got proof.
Right. Right. Okay.
But you
What?
can't just be one. You can't be single minded and say something and that's it. So am I supposed to submit to a man that tells me this is what it is and I have to be okay with that? No, I'm finna go get proof.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, that's totally understandable. I mean, that's what we're here for. You know that, like I said, we're
Right.
not trying to cause any controversy or anything like that. We just want to be clear on when we speak,
Or
when we
not.
make statements. We just want to be clear on certain things because
Right.
I just like to have proof of what we speak of.
Right.
That way, we don't like we just up here just
But to
go ahead.
but to me that was a teachable moment. And it was like I was saying something that was a wrong. And was I wrong because I was a woman? And the men don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, that's not true. Like you have to submit to the man. Both have to submit.
Right.
And it's in there.
Okay, DJ, he said your context is wrong. When you say the context is wrong, what part of it did you say it is wrong? What part of the context you feel is wrong?
It says both. So where is it wrong?
Right, Rich. I agree with you, Rich. Rich says this. Well, this is how I know about Like I said, I'm not well versed in the Bible, so um, I've been knew it. But I did know it stated that in the Bible that the women are supposed to be submissive to the men. So by her reading that, and it says pretty much says both.
But I just read it said both, right?
Right, right. So that
Oh,
shine.
okay.
I learned
I didn't
something new
make that up.
today.
I read that.
Right. That shows me. I just learned something new
Yeah.
today.
But I
Okay.
didn't make that up. I read that.
Right. Okay. He says that.
And it's crazy. It's like
Go ahead. Gotta go.
I'm just saying, where does the submission take place? Because I just read something that clearly said both, and I'm still wrong in they eyes.
Hold on. Let me see what he said. He said only part. Pretty much only he's saying right now. He said only part of it was read. He said the verse instructs husbands to love their wives with the same sacrificial and selfless love that Christ dominated for the church. Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, we're not looking to.
I read where it said God said both need to submit. We was talking about submission, and what I read said both need to submit. That's what it said in the book. I didn't
Right.
make that up.
Well, like I said, we're not looking to cause any uproar here today. You know, we just want to get some clarity, and that way people can understand what it is, what we, that we're talking about. You know, like I said, I don't want to. This is not what the show is about. This
Right.
is, it's okay for us to agree to disagree. That's fine. That
Right.
makes the show even better. You know, when everybody don't see the same page. I mean, because everybody's
Right.
entitled to their own beliefs, but she clearly stated
Right. But say
to
they
bring it
asked me to read something and I read it where it said both. So I didn't make that up.
right. Okay.
And he's still entitled to feel however he feels. That's fine.
Right. So okay, let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next question. Um.
Okay.
Well, it's funny that we're moving on to the next question because the next question says, "Should submissive be mutual between both partners?" I think we already tapped
Absolutely.
into that already.
Because it just said both. Exactly.
Gabe said, "Well, we got to keep reading it. We got to keep reading and not stop at just one part." Okay, can somebody drop the whole
We keep
scripture?
reading it, but the question was raised. But
Right,
the question was raised, and it said both. God said both need to submit. That's what we was talking about. So I went straight to the point where I was trying to say both, and that's what I read. God said both need to submit.
right,
That's what we was talking about, right? So if
right,
whoever wants to read the rest to find out some more clarity, we wasn't just saying men. I said both. So they asked me where was the proof for both, and it read God said both need to submit.
right. I, well, like I
I
say,
answered the question.
right, like I say, my thing is, and this is what I believe. I believe
Hmm.
a mutual submission where both partners yield. I think it opens up for a healthier and more balanced relationship.
I agree.
That's why I'm at with it. You know, um,
And that's where I'm at with it too.
right. I think that's where I'm at. Like I said, it just help. It just it's to me it's just a more healthy a relationship when it's a mutual
Right.
thing.
And everybody, right. And everybody have their preference. I would want a man to submit as well. If that man is, that's fine. We just not a match for each other, and that's fine.
Right.
It's a preference out there for everybody.
Okay. But let me ask you this: do you think it is possible
Okay.
for a woman to be taken advantage of if she's a submissive woman?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because if she's yielding in every way and you're not appreciative, you'll keep requiring and requiring more and more and more and more and more and more. But if she's the only one being submissive, then she's the only one that's giving.
Okay. So what do you think the difference is between being submissive and being supportive?
I can like your post, and that's being supportive. I can share your post on my story. That's being supportive.
Right.
Me being submissive and supportive is you having a business, me liking a post, me sharing a post, me saying, show me what's going on in your company. Is there an area that you need help in? Show me what I need to do so that I can help you, and I'm finna do that.
Hey, Rich, Rich. Hey,
What do you
Rich,
say?
Rich.
What do you say?
Hey, hey, Rich ass crazy. Rich say, let me tell you what this man just said. He said mutual. He said mutual because if I'm
Uh-huh.
kissing on her and she ain't kissing me back until I pull out that 40, that's not fair.
Come on, Rich. Rich,
uh,
get it. Absolutely.
one thing one thing about Rich, he
That's what
gonna
I'm like.
keep that 40.
I don't attack. I'm just saying, like, I don't attack men. I'm not in that. I'm saying whatever we have to do to be supportive, submissive, whatever we have to do in agreement with each other is like, what's wrong with that? It's better for everybody. Guess what? If the woman steps into a time and a place in her life where she's working a lot or her job is very demanding or she's getting, you know, something, maybe she got offered more money or this and that or whatever, and the man like, babe, what you need? Or when you come home, you ain't gotta cook, I'll run your bath water, I'll do this, whatever, because he see that she's need more time and attention, different area. That's submission too. He's there, but it's beneficial for both of them.
Okay, well, we got chat. We got Gabe in chat. Gabe said, he's saying, so if both be submissive, who gets the covering of God? Well, like I said, Gabe, I'm not into the
Both.
church like you heavily into the church. I'm not heavily into the church. I can admit that. But aren't we all covered? Aren't we all supposed to be covered? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. So,
Absolutely.
am I right? Aren't we all supposed to be covered? I would think we're all covered. You know, no, if the man is submissive to his woman and the woman is submissive to her man, so what you saying? One
Right.
of those persons, one of somebody's not going to be covered. I mean, I don't. I thought we all was covered, but I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I can stand to be corrected. Diana, well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Rich, we got Rich back. Rich said, Gabe looking at it one sided. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let me ask you this then.
Okay.
Do you think men expect submission from women? Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'll reading it. I'll reading the comments, guys. Hold on. Do men expect submission from women more where they are the sole provider? What's your take on that?
No. It just depends on that particular man.
Okay. So you saying okay, I see what I see. Right. You know, because me, I think
I've
financial
been in
power.
relationships with powerful men.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
I've been in relationships with powerful men that had, financial power, status, everything like that or whatever. Sole provider, protector, all of that or whatever. And they still submitted to what I needed and everything like that. Not even it being monetary.
Right.
Time, whatever. Like I was dealing with a man that had soap out. He's the boss, and I had a doctor's appointment where I had to go get some injections for my health, and he wasn't there physically. He sat on the phone with me the 4 hours that I was there, but he was
Okay.
able to do that because he's his own boss. He's a man in power, and he still wanted to make sure I felt safe and secure. To me, that was a form of submission.
Okay. Okay. Gabe said the man is covering. The man is covering. The man is the head. We understand that part of it. So your original question was if
So
both are.
if the man gets sick, if that man gets sick, who?
Well, hold on. Let's get some understanding.
I'm saying,
Let's go ahead, Tiana. We're gonna get some
if the
understanding.
man if the man gets sick, how he still covering? We are. I'm saying if the man gets sick, or what if something happened to him health wise, or he loses his job, or this and that, whatever, and the women intercede and pray and cover as well.
Right.
So it's both. It's gonna be both for me. I'm just saying, but I'm giving a real life example. How he still gonna cover and be the leader and all that or whatever if something happens where he's not in that position no more. But the woman still submissive, but she may have to take up the slack, or she may have to do more at the time.
Right. Okay.
Because you get a lot of women that leave, or a lot of men that leave. I'm
So
just giving
Gabe,
a real life scenario. Like,
right. So Gabe, let me ask you this, Gabe, because I see you just made another. You back in the chat. You said that's not being submissive. Okay. So what is your definition of being a submissive woman? Let's start there. Maybe we can get to some. We can get a
right,
resolution. What's your
right,
definition of being submissive? So you saying a man shouldn't be submissive to his
right.
woman at all? Is that what you're saying? Help me understand exactly what it is that you're saying. Drop your comment, and we're gonna talk about it. Okay. Well, let me ask you this, Deanna.
Okay.
Do you think a dominant woman can even make a submissive relationship work?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm one of them.
Okay.
I do what I need to do financially, work, whatever I have to do, kids, all that stuff, whatever. Make sure my man is fine. If he needs me, I'm in a position where I'm working for myself. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna check in on him. I'm gonna see what he needs. I've been around him long enough. I already know certain things that he needs or that he likes. So I'm already doing that. He don't even have to ask for certain things because I'm already on top of it.
Okay. Okay. All right. I mean, I get it. I get it. I mean, and it makes sense. It totally makes sense to me.
So the thing, it's like the things that I'm doing in my life, it's fulfilling for me. So I'm my boss. But when it comes to him, I'm still submissive.
Okay. So, okay. I see you. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
I
But
might
like I
be at
say,
work and I'm a boss, so I'm the CEO of my company, and somebody bringing me lunch. But guess what? If my man want to see me and he want me to bring him lunch, I'm going to take him lunch.
okay. Well, like I said, a lot of people, I think sometimes I believe a lot of people misinterpret, you know, the definition and of the word submissive. And I believe this is the reason we having
Hmm.
this debate that we're having right here in the chat. You know,
Right. Right.
but I'm not knocking nobody's religion. I want to state that. You know, Gabe, I do know
I'm
you
not either.
a church going man. I do know that. And but well, you know what? I understand it. I've been like I say, this is the reason why I don't like to talk about certain things, you know, when it comes to religion, when it comes to um mainly religion and politics. This is one of the reasons why I
I
don't
get
like
that.
talking about these type of things
But if
because,
we
you know,
right.
but it just so I mean, even though we're not really talking about it, this just fell in line with the topic for today's show. You know, but
Right.
the
But the
situation
whole thing
arises.
is we went in the book and we read it. I didn't right. I didn't write that. I just read what was in there.
Okay. So let me ask you this then. Do you think a woman should be submissive if a man
Hmm.
hasn't really earned that position?
I guess she can tread lightly. She could pay attention, to what's going on. I mean,
Okay.
that would come with getting to know a person. Sometimes people do stuff prematurely.
Right.
Like it was a clip or something we saw. Like the girl went on a date with the man, and he said he left something in the car, and she gave him her car keys. You don't know him.
Right. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
How did you let all your guards down to feel safe and all of that with him? You don't even know this man.
Right.
So you do have to lead with some type of discernment and everything like that. And that's not what are you submitting to? Why don't you feel so safe and trusting towards him to give him your car keys?
Right.
So no, I just think over time, I think a person's words leading up with their actions, show you who they are. And you just move accordingly.
Right. Rich, I agree with you, Rich. Rich said being submissive is earned. That's true. And then he also said that we are adults. And that is true too. I know what you know. He's saying that we are adults because of the comment I made about not liking to discuss certain topics because
Right.
how people feel about certain things. But
Right.
like I say, I have no problem with agree to disagree. I have no problem with that. You know,
Right.
everybody's not gonna always see the same value. Everybody gonna see things and read things and interpret things different. You know,
In
so
a way. Right.
go ahead, Theana.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
I don't feel no type of way about it.
All
I
right.
felt the way. I went and found proof. Good enough for me.
Right. Okay. So let me ask this here. Do you
Hmm.
think if a woman being too submissive, do you think that can damage her self worth?
Yes, if she's not getting what she needs in return,
Which is
she
what?
may start feeling less than.
Okay.
She may start feeling uh, like she's not enough. What she's doing is not enough.
Okay.
Because it turns it detours from being kindness and acts of love and submission into now you like you worshiping this person, like you trying to do any and everything to like make them happy or whatever, and it's never gonna be enough
Right. Okay. I agree with that because you know,
if they're not
especially if it
appreciative of
silences
it.
her needs or loses her identity, if she loses her identity in the relationship. So I can agree with that. I definitely can agree with that.
Right.
But stay tuned. We're gonna take a short break here.
Looking to boost your brand? Advertise with Situations, the podcast where real life stories meet real time conversations. Reach engaged listeners and grow your business today.
Okay. I think I'm not going to even mention this next. We're not going to even talk about the next question because I think we touched bases on that already. Um,
Okay.
well, you know what? Yes, I'm going to read it. What's the role of
Okay.
submission? What do you think are the roles of a submission in religious relationships? You
I
know
guess
what?
it depends on the person. uh,
And it also depends on the
because like
religion
you
as
said,
well
everybody
because
interpret.
Christianity
Right.
and
Everybody.
Islam, they're big on
Right.
this. You know, I do know that they're definitely
Right.
big on this topic. I mean, as far as being submissive. Go ahead, Theana. Finish saying what you're saying.
No, that's all I was saying, but it just depends on the person and um how strongly they feel about it, and do they want to live out their life like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we can say a person say they believe in this, but then to do some other stuff. Like don't do one thing, but then you doing some other stuff. Like if you gonna live all the way right, then live all the way right. Don't pick and choose. And that's what people do. People pick and choose.
Okay.
Sometimes when you go to church, they be judgmental, but then they'll be out doing other things that's quote unquote a sin as well. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why you saying it's a touchy subject, because people take it, twist it, and turn it and make it fit for their benefit. I'll say that.
Okay. I agree with that, but let me state this, and this kind of going to tie into what we talking about, what you just commented. Um, do you think submission
Okay.
sometimes should be discussed before entering a relationship, or
Absolutely.
should it be automatic? This should be something that's automatic.
I would say 50-50, but I still feel like it should be discussed, because if that particular person has a certain viewpoint of what they view submission should be,
Right.
you're going to clash if she's not doing it. So just let's be upfront and honest. People, stop coming to the table with your representative and just your viewpoint, because even if you're deciding to get with another person, it's just not, you got to submit, because it ain't just about what you want no more. It's not one person, it's two. Then
Okay.
just be by yourself. If you don't want to never compromise, if you don't want to submit, if you don't want to cater to the other person, then you have to be alone, because a relationship takes two. It's two sides of it. And both parties have emotions, both parties have needs. both parties have, certain things that each one need, saying supportively.
Right. So how do you think a woman can protect herself in this type of position? What do you think has to happen for her to protect herself?
No, like I said, just move with discernment and to just pay attention to his words and his actions. And she doesn't have to lead in a dominance, or I don't need a man, or coming in, stomping her feet. I require this. I want this. I'm used to this. No, she could say, honey, I want to make sure that I'm loving you in the best way possible. Can you give me some pointers on what that look like? Or what are your expectations? What do you like? What would you like me to do? You see
Right.
how that's a difference in saying, well, I'm only gonna be submissive if a man doing this. It's all about tone and delivery and coming with love, respect, and care on both sides.
Right.
Because that's just like, what I'm saying, a woman. If she's so if this woman is doing everything she needs to do and got everything together, maybe she do, maybe she don't, or whatever. But then the man, it's still some things that he can do. You know what I'm saying? To a man that's insecure, he might be like, well, she don't need nothing. She got it all covered. Everything's all together. What am I supposed to do? It's always something to do. It's always a way to consider and appreciate another person.
Right. Well, it, Rich made a comment. Rich stated it brings it back to it being
Hmm.
50-50. And it's funny that he said that because my next question was, can submission work in a 50-50 relationship? And apparently Rich already answered that because he already stated it before I even got a chance to oppose it. I mean, to present it.
Right. 50-50, 50-50 is submission. But we can't ever even say 50-50 because, like I said, if that man or that woman becomes incapacitated or something happened where they get sick or anything where they can't perform that the way they naturally do in whatever area they may be, it's not 50-50.
Right.
Somebody gonna be doing 80, somebody gonna be doing 20. It's gonna be 70-30. It might be 100-0 if a person is totally down
Right.
and the other person is choosing to stay. It's not 50-50. It's whatever requires on both of y'all just still being in the game with each other.
Right. Well, I mean, like I said, I agree with that wholeheartedly because I said if it's a situational and both partners take turns leading, it just take turns leading when it's appropriate. And like you said, if one partner down, the other one got to pick up the slack.
Right.
No matter which one is down, if the man is down, the woman pick it
Because
up.
right,
If the woman down, the man pick it up.
right. Because guess
It's
what?
50-50.
If you could be a man, right, but you could be a man that makes, you know how to make all the money in the world, but you don't know how to structure the stuff. If this woman worked in corporate America and she know how to deal with spreadsheets and everything like that and helping you put your business together, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, that's her strong suit. But your strong suit is making the money and being a provider. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody just step in wherever they need to step in at whatever given time.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, I hope this kind of shine a little light on the situation in some form or fashion. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I appreciate everybody giving their input
Me too.
on their definition. And so once again, I appreciate you guys. This was the beginning of a season 6 for us today, and it turned out to be a pretty
Yes.
good one. So I only have one more question. Thea, I'm gonna
Absolutely.
pose
I
one more
I
question.
enjoyed it.
Right, I'm gonna pose one more question
Okay.
before this concludes today's show.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
like I said, I just can't thank you guys enough for being part of the show. Everybody that was a part of the show, Gabe, Rich, I appreciate you. You always tune in every week. I appreciate that. Let me see who else. DJ, I see you. Kanisha, I see you. Let me see who else is with us today. That's pretty much that that commented. We had more people tuned in, but everybody didn't comment. So
Right.
I could only see who
Okay.
commented. So if you
Right.
commented, we can acknowledge you. Okay.
Shout
But
you out. Right.
Richard made another comment. This boy. Rich just said, because I'm terrible with money, and without
What do you say?
my wife, I'll be running around short on my 40. Hey, one thing about Rich,
No,
he gonna
but
keep
that's
that
it's just
$40. I tell
working
you.
together as a collective.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Okay, let me say this. Let me ask this final question: Is submission a
okay.
personal choice or a societal expectation?
It can be both. It can be both.
Okay,
Because you can look at society and the majority will say, well, women's supposed to be submissive. Supposed to be. They should be. They have to be. But as for me, speaking for myself, if I'm a woman that submits, but then a man is not, like Rich was saying, deserving of it, and I come to realize that, then I have to take it away.
okay. Well,
So that becomes my personal choice on saying this situation is not in the benefit of us both.
right. Okay. Well, here's my take on it. I think ideally it should be a
Okay.
personal choice, and not something a woman
Hmm.
feels she should be forced into by society. You know, that's my take on
Right. That's why I
that
said,
last
right.
question.
That's why I said 50-50.
Right.
Society could tell you everybody put their hair blue. But a personal choice said, I can't do that. And then the type of job that I have,
Right. Right.
I want to stay gainfully employed.
Rich said that is what we've been taught. I think. Yeah, we have been taught that, Rich. We've been taught that. But like I said, everybody's not gonna see,
Yes. Yeah.
everybody's not gonna see um how can I say this? Everybody's not gonna be on the same playing field.
Be open minded.
Right. That's a
Right.
better word. Everybody's not gonna be open minded to certain topics and certain situations because everybody got their own beliefs. And everybody gonna think the way they think. And
Right.
sometimes no matter what you do or
Right.
say, it's not gonna change that. So that's like I said earlier,
Right.
this is the reason why I don't like to talk about certain topics just because of situations like this. You know.
Right.
But it just so happened that the Bible came up in this particular topic. So, but like I
Right.
said, I'm okay with agreeing to disagree. I have no problem with that. And I'm
Right.
always open to learn something new every day. So I hope we didn't offend none of
Right.
you guys that's you church goers, guys that's into the church. Gabe, I know you into the church pretty heavy. I hope this didn't offend you guys in any type of way because this is not what the show is about. This is not what we're set out to do. This is a grown folks podcast, and we have discussions like this. And like I said, we're not going to argue about it. We're not going to
Right.
fight about it. We're going to agree to disagree. You know, um, and that's just my take.
Right.
Deanna, what you got? You got something you want to? You got something you want to add to that?
I just I just say everybody, people need to start being more transparent. People need to have these type of discussions without being offended. And if something works or is in alignment with you and what you want, go for it. If it's not, have respect about it and move on.
Right.
That's it.
Okay. Um, like I said, once again, I appreciate everybody that tuned in to today's show, and I hope you guys enjoyed the
Absolutely.
segment. Today was the beginning of season 6 for us. And I think I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the discussion that we had today. I
I
enjoyed the
did
people that
too.
tuned in and
I
made
did too.
they comments and stated what they needed to state. So
You are now watching Situations, the podcast, where nothing is off limits.
well, there you go. You heard him say nothing is off limits. And that's facts over here. Nothing is off limits.
Right.
You know, we're gonna talk and touch bases on about a little of everything, you know. But mainly we're gonna talk about topics
Right.
that you and I can actually relate to. You know, so that's what Situations the Podcast is all about. And that's why we named it Situations the
Right.
Podcast, because we all have them. And that's situations. Okay,
Absolutely.
Deanna, I think that's
Yes.
gonna conclude today's show.
Okay.
I never did get the request I requested from Gabe. He never commented again. I was waiting on see I was I gonna get that comment. I mean that what I requested from him, but apparently not. So I was just trying to give him some time, but I'm not gonna hold you guys once again. I thank you guys for tuning into today's show, and I'm Kelvin, your host.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Deanna.
Okay, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.